Buluc's mansion flaunts the best and most in-depth map design of all 4 of the Silk Road heists. Set in a huge, sprawling mansion that in a lot of ways puts shame to the Scarface mansion heist, this map is beautifully designed with a lot of attention to detail, presenting a unique experience for both loud and stealth gameplay, with some interesting puzzle-solving elements too.
I gotta say, I'm actually pleasantly surprised by it. For the supposed finale of our little story arc that we've got, it's probably the best mission of the whole thing. Of course, when you compare that to stuff like Border Crossing, that's a really low bar to hurdle, but you know what, this is genuine praise nonetheless.
In stealth, the tight corridors are not quite as welcoming as they present a whole different world of pain, with a plethora, and I mean a plethora, of guards, and honestly perhaps a few too many civilians in key places. This is definitely one of Payday 2's most challenging stealth maps to date. This, combined with the multiple ways you can achieve your objective, the others being more well hidden and requiring a bit of investigation, allows for 2 very different playstyles while still completing objectives which are very similar in nature.
For stealth, it's got a fairly even spread of guards and routes that they follow, and while some people may consider it an easier stealth heist, I think it's still got enough aspects of it that can add a little challenge. And I'd say it's in the middle ground in terms of difficulty. It's not the easiest cakewalk, but it's also not absurd like some maps can be.
To wrap it off, this heist truly is fantastic. Hats off to Overkill.
Overall, I'd say this is probably one of the best maps added in a while. Personally, I enjoyed it quite a bit, so I'd say this is worth your money.
Let's look at the Gunslinger weapon pack, and this weapon pack makes an effort to add a little cowboy flair to your heisting arsenal. Featuring 3 distinctly different weapons, this pack includes a shotgun, a revolver, and a sniper rifle. All 3 weapons sport some unique modifications. Usually they account for both stealth and loud gameplay, unfortunately not with the revolver however, but what strikes me as unique about these weapons is their stats don't line up exactly with most similar weapons in their classes.
I really wanted to like this weapon pack more too, but well, in any case, there's my take on these weapons. I decided to do a bit more in-depth looks, since I don't think I'll be making a specific video about just the weapons themselves, like I said I would in many of my previous videos. For this pack, you get a lot of bang for buck since you're getting a decent shotgun and pistol, 2 weapon types, which I consider to be very useful in this game, especially on hard content. But I also don't find them overly special, or like the best of their archetypes, so that kind of lowers my opinion of them slightly. That, and there's just a few nitpicky things that I have. First world problems, I can get over it. For the Gunslinger weapon pack, I'd definitely put this under maybe worth the money. It really just depends on how much you enjoy these particular weapons.
Overall, this weapon pack clearly has variants in mind, with 3 very unique guns from different weapon classes that take similar weapons and flip the stats to present something that actually stands out from a lot of the similar guns on the black market. It's a very strong weapon pack and in my eyes is definitely worth the purchase.
The TAILOR Pack 3. In this pack, you're getting 2 new suit skins, each with their own variations, and 11 new glove skins. Now, that's actually a lot of different glove skins, and I gotta say, I think I like them a lot more than the previous ones. These offer a few different models, but they also offer color variations to them, so it's easier to find one that fits your aesthetic. You know, I'm not much of a guy that likes using cosmetics that I paid for. I'd rather use stuff that I can earn, but these ain't half bad. You know, most of them look like actual gloves and not just some weird skin texture like the previous packs. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for the suits. This pack tries to follow the Western style and added some, I guess, Western gambler style wear. I don't really know what it's actually called, but you know, it's like the stuff you see in a Western. Unfortunately, they just don't look good. The proportions are off and they just look super awkward. The variations, they're mostly just recolors, you know, which is fine. But that doesn't really help how they look. It just looks wrong. Which is a damn shame, because there's finally a TAILOR pack where I can kind of say, maybe I can say it's worth it, but the suits are definitely not worth the buy alone. So, in my eyes, that lowers the quality all the way down to not worth the money.
Firstly, the smaller issue, it does disappoint me that the colour of the coat doesn't change in 3 of the 4 Long Gentleman variants. It's grey in 3 of them, and I personally would have liked to see some grander mixes of colour here, similar to what we saw in the first TAILOR pack this time last year. And secondly, it does trouble me that 2 outfits were removed simply to make space for more gloves, and while I can appreciate the sentiment behind why it was done, it is a shame that there were less outfits on offer this time than in previous packs, just because more gloves were added. Either way, both outfits are generally strong despite my issues, and the glove customization is certainly something special to add to your heister, and honestly, being able to earn Buluc's suit from playing the Buluc's mansion heist kind of makes up for 2 of the missing outfits anyway, because I really think his suit is probably one of the strongest in the game, and I know I said that in August with the Prime suit, but honestly, they keep outdoing themselves. It's really cool to see. So overall, the TAILOR pack is a strong addition in this update.
The Weapon Color Pack 3. Oh boy, more weapon colors. Admittedly, they did do something different this time around, and that's adding metallic looking colors, instead of just weird flat ones. They actually don't look too bad. Definitely better than the awkward flat colors that make stuff look like Nerf guns. But I think the coloring still looks wrong on most guns. There's also less pattern designs this time around than the second weapon color pack, so if you're into that, this pack has lower value for you. Otherwise, this is mainly just a quick preview of the pack. Honestly, for me, I'd never buy these, but some people are into them, and hey, more power to you.
Pack 3. Now, I know the weapon color packs have probably been the most divisive DLC packs in the Silk Road campaign. Some people absolutely love the customization, and some people view it more as a cash grab. For me, I've always thought the weapon colors allow for some pretty nifty customization for people like me who, to be honest, after playing the game on PC for well over a year now, don't own nearly as many skins as I'd like, and also nearly as many of the good skins. Don't ask me about gold skins, I don't own a single one and I don't want to talk about it. The way in which the colors can be chosen and applied to different portions of the gun, as well as being able to customize the size of the patterns and the quality of the paint, is a really nice touch, and just because it's probably the easiest DLC to make doesn't inherently make it bad. Either way, for me, the third weapon color pack we saw in this update proves this in abundance. Adding some metallic colors and patterns into the mix, this pack features 20 new colors that honestly include some of the best colors that have been added yet. While I will say the chameleon colors feel a little too plain for my tastes, the initial set of patterns and the raster colors are easily some of the nicest looking appearances on guns in this game. I'm a big fan of these ones, and I can honestly say I'll be using the colors from this pack on a lot of my guns going forward. This pack is a definite win. Okay, we've looked at all 4 DLC packs, so let's round it up. Is the Bulloc's Mansion bundle worth the money? Yes, absolutely yes. This DLC pack is easily the strongest of all of the Silk Road campaigns, without question. The heist is very strong and challenging for stealth players in particular, in a way that a lot of stealth heists just haven't been in a very long time. The Gunslinger weapon pack adds some unique looking guns that don't just reskin the stats of older guns in the game, they actually offer something new and interesting for players. The TAILOR pack, while slightly lacking in the outfit region, still adds some very strong looks for heisters, as well as all those cool looking gloves. And the third weapon color pack is definitely the best of the color packs yet, for me. I'd personally say that all 4 of those DLCs are worth your money, and when you consider that buying in the bundle means you're only technically paying for roughly 3 of the DLCs, it's easily worth the purchase. I'll say it now with confidence, this is Payday 2's best update in 2020.
So there you have it, my thoughts on whether or not these particular DLC are worth your money. I gotta say, this update surprised me. It had more worthwhile content than I thought we would get. A lot of people like to say that I never have anything good to say of the game anymore. And while I can't really deny that, it's also because Overkill hasn't given me things worth praising. And they finally have, at least to some extent. The map is way better than the previous ones we've gotten as of late. And paired with Infamy 3.0, I guess it's a rather positive update.